Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Zainab Vora and I have with me Dr. Archana Maurya who secured an amazing rank 4 in NEET SS of Radiology. So many congratulations Archana, amazing achievement. So tell us about yourself.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, I have done basically my MBBS from Government Medical College, Meerut. I have done a post-graduation in DNB Radio Diagnosis from Jahangir Hospital in Pune. I
Uh-huh.
completed my residency in November 2025 and gave this NEET SS exam in December 2025.
Amazing. So take us through, your residency, how was the learning experience, what was the exposure like?
Residency as such, ma'am, it is hectic as it is everywhere.
Yeah.
Even though you have taken a radiology, you cannot have this the what people expect before joining a radiology that there'll be work-life balance. But in residency, it is not so like that. You have to work like other resident, a bit less, but on a similar note, you have to work like the other residents as well.
Yeah.
During the first year, radiology seems to be very overwhelming when you are new to this field and you are just not understanding anything. When you have seniors surrounding you, they are able to find the things that are seen in the cases and all, and you are just like, I'm seeing everything same. You cannot differentiate. There was some finding or something was not there.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the first year, in the first few months, it is overwhelming. But when once you start seeing cases and once you start seeing uh, the findings in the cases, your eyes accommodate accordingly with the passing time. So you also feel like, yes, now I'm able to see everything what my seniors used to discuss when you were in the first year of residency.
Yeah.
Then radiology actually starts feel amazing as compared to initial few months.
I think what you described is a journey that all of us go through, So I could relate exactly to how, you described it. The first year, you just start to question, that what was the hype about and then what have I done with my life? But then it all starts to fit in. So yeah, I think
Yes,
that's really reassuring for any young resident who is hearing, right? That it happens to all of us. So yeah.
yes.
So tell me your preparation, when did you really start preparing for your DNB final exams? And then were you always looking forward to doing a DM and then, getting into NEET SS? So was there a dedicated preparation for it or was it a part of your exam preparation?
Ma'am, I had this interest in intervention radiology even before joining a PG. But
Yeah.
once residency started, I almost lost the track that I have to appear from a DMSS exam as such.
Yeah.
So during the residency, it was more so seeing as many as cases and reporting as many as cases day in and day out, whichever is happening in your department. So regarding this NEET SS exam preparation, it was not particularly for this. It
Hmm.
was more so when I got my practical exams result. Then I
Right.
thought, okay, I have to be more particular about this exam. Before this, it was more of a like seeing as many as cases and reporting as many as cases. And I had developed this habit of, getting your concepts clear whenever you're seeing any cases as such.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
was not like कि आपने देख लिया, you have reported that case and then you leave it on like that only. I
Hmm.
used to have this habit of going to a Google looking for the top 10 to 15 images regarding that particular case. So, you'll be able to see it, it can, the same case can appear in different manner also.
Right.
So you will be able to know that also. Along with it, I used to have a habit of seeing differential with that particular case. So
Hmm.
even if you're doing a single case and when you're looking into differential of those cases, you are able to do 3 to 4 cases together.
Right. Amazing. So you have been a good student, I can say, throughout your residency, and you've tried to read along rather than, just pushing once you have last 6 months remaining. So when did your dedicated final exam preparation start? Were you reading particularly, especially physics, is something that students struggle with. So when was your actual exam prep, and how did you go about it?
So, ma'am, for the exam prep as such, we almost try to read from the first year itself, as our
Yeah.
seniors are telling you should read from the first year itself, from all the sort of a standard textbook. But reading from all sorts of standard textbook in the first year gets really hectic and really difficult. I'm
Yeah.
like hats off to those who are able to manage their residency duty and reading those standard textbook. But for
Right.
me, it was really difficult. So
Yeah.
by the end of first year, I was like, कि what I have done, I have no idea. I haven't read any particular standard textbook. मतलब to consolidate it.
Hmm.
So it was feeling very difficult and overwhelming. Like there is so many things in the standard textbook. Even after reading it once, you are not able to consolidate anything out of it. So I was
Hmm.
really scared at the end of the first year, and it was during the beginning of my second year, e-conceptual came into the market actually. So that
Mhm.
was such a big relief for me. Like now you have some sources to which you can look up to
Mhm.
even if you haven't read your standard textbooks thoroughly. I guess many of the students will be able to correlate with me ki, yeah, during their residency it do happens with them also, like as we have heard from our seniors that you have to read this standard textbook, that standard textbook, but the end of your residency you're like, I'm not even anywhere where my seniors were. So
Yeah.
with e-conceptual that thing have become very much easier for me.
Mhm.
I was able to look into different videos of e-conceptual, and e-conceptual is more of a like every video of e-conceptual is like an amalgamation of a standard textbooks and the recent articles which are there. So
Yeah.
I don't have to spend like 3 or 4 hours for a particular topic to
Yeah.
read it about from the standard textbook and go and look into a recent article, and all those were available to me at one particular sources with less amount of time.
Yeah.
So that
Amazing.
was really helpful.
Yeah.
So I had this habit when the e-conceptual was launched that I'll be seeing 1 or 2 video on day-to-day basis and more number of videos whenever possible for me. As the e-conceptual was also in a building phase, so not much of videos were there.
Yeah.
But e-conceptual went ahead of me, and then I had a backlash of videos. There were a lot of many videos which were pending from my side. So by the end of my second year and mid of my third year, before my theory exam,
Mm.
I almost completed 70 to 80% of the e-conceptual.
Wow.
So that was a relief for me. Ki I have seen something and I know something that I'll be able to write in my exams. It is not like that I have read something but I'm not able to consolidate out of it.
Yeah.
And regarding physics part, ma'am, I do remember one day in the first year of my residency when I was having my X-ray posting. So my consultant told me to read about the physics, and I went to the library and opened one chapter of physics, and I was like, for a minute of a second, I was like, oh my God, what kind of field I've chosen for myself. Like this
Yeah.
part I have to read and all. But I'm really thankful to Dr. Nikita Nanwani. She has
Yeah.
made physics really easy, really, really easy.
Yes.
So for the physics part, that part has helped me a lot.
Yeah. I remember Dr. Nikita saying that I love reading physics, and I was like, I think you are the only person in India
You
who
can
can
love
say
physics.
that. Yeah. So yeah, I think it really helps, when somebody walks you through, very, very dry topics which are just theory and you can't put an image to it. And she has tried her best to put images to those topics as well. And I think that part becomes very, very easy if you have a teacher, who can walk you through those topics. So very nice. So I think if you can tell me a little bit about your DNB exit exams as well, how was that experience like? And then we'll talk about how was your NEET SS experience like. So results are great. So obviously it must have been a great experience. But what was the exam pattern? What are they testing? And if one wants to really dedicatedly prepare for it, what should they keep in mind?
For the DNB and the exam, ma'am, for the theory, as I told ki, I've done most of the conceptual videos,
Right.
and you can go back to your textbooks, whatever you have read, for
Hmm.
getting that developing that habit of writing the theory things.
Yeah.
And for the practical, specifically the OSCE videos and the spotters video, they were really helpful.
Hmm.
Along with the case discussion thing with Dr. Parajita ma'am was really helpful when you have to sit in front of examine and when you have to speak in front of them about the cases and all. So for my practical thing, all these things were extremely helpful to me.
Hmm.
And regarding this DM SS exam, uh, the exam was more of a based on a general radiology than particularly focusing on one field. This year they have, I felt like the question stem were very long as compared to
Hmm.
a previous year paper when one liner was much more expected. This year
Hmm.
the questions were really long. So the questions were actually taking your time. Like I had
Hmm.
this thought in my mind that I'll be able to finish one section at least 5 to 10 minutes prior. But
Hmm.
when I appeared in the exam, I hardly had 2 to 3 minutes in my hand to go back to my questions, which I marked